Alright, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Time to prep some D&D. Okay. So, I had scheduled Odyssey prep, but I'm actually in a good place with Odyssey as far as content for tomorrow, since I know 100% what they're doing tomorrow. I thought I was pretty far ahead, if not almost done, with Saltmarsh Sun and Moon, but yesterday's stream made me realize that there's still quite a bit that I need to kind of, check in on, essentially. All right, so, what do we do? All right, let's see. When we last left off, the party was rowing their canoes through the swamp, heading to the Sorial lizardfolk who lived in the settlement of Dunwater. The princess of these people had been kidnapped. They were coming to get assistance and rescue her. So, that means that we need to kind of flesh out the rest of this particular path, which is confronting the ancient black dragon Sinesis in her lair. Now, we did work up a stat block for her, decide that she had 2 mates that she was pooping out babies with, and one of those mates took it upon himself to go and confront the party and get back the child, which is what this Futha Jesk, aka Ebenfang, who has been sort of a plot focus for their group. All right, so they got jumped by bullywugs, so that's the thing that's happening. Now it's a pretty crazy fight because the bullywugs are out in big numbers. The toads are a concern. The black dragon is swimming around in the water. Now, we gotta rewind it a little bit, because last week, this jabrones right here would have forgotten... well, he and I both weren't paying attention, because it was late, and there was a lot going on. But he used Disengage to get away from these 2 frogs, and then opportunity attack from that frog, but he wouldn't have suffered that, because he bonus action disengaged as a fighter rogue. So, he would have actually swam down into the water and more than likely confronted this guy. So we'll probably wind back the initiative clock to that turn. Let's see. So I'll just have that set before we even get started. Okay. All right. So we're in the swamps, this is happening, all that jazz. This fight itself doesn't need too much work. We got this black dragon right here. I gotta go double check what this dragon's name is. Let's see. I believe both these dragons were named. I don't know why their names didn't come over into the news section. Either way, there is this Bahir that they're going to recruit from the lizardfolk. So, let's go to the Dunwater Map. Here we go. Well, it's not a map anymore, it's a scene, because they've unlocked them as allies. Alright. So this cute boy is over here, living amongst the lizard folk, trying to keep them safe for the dragon, and not doing a great job. Alright, princess is here, but she is missing. Alright. So that's where they're going to go after they finish the fight with the black dragon. So what was the black dragon's name? Could have sworn we had all this penciled in here. Alright, here is the village of the Rathroxus. Okay. Looks like we got her mates down here. 2 different minis for the mates, but no names. Okay. If that's the case, it could just be in my notes document. So let me check that real quick. Someday, it'll all be organized. I believe this in my heart. Let's see. Let's see. Moon, final chapters. That's what we're looking for. Okay. Alright. Sinesis, her lair, she's got fear, darkness, and acid geysers. She's got acid elementals, unhatched, and let's see, more lizardfolk online. Shadow sorcerer, all that jazz. Okay, I guess I don't have a name for them. So we're gonna go to random dragon name generator. And just pick out 2 real quick. I like this particular generator because it gives them all titles, and titles are fun. So, these are 2 dudes. They're breeding stock. So let's see. Pigget the Loud, Gugnog. These are all coming up kind of terrible. Hey, what's up? All right, Ralsra, sure. Let's see. Let me just put these over here. And all right. Okay, so they're being attacked by Burrog the Decayer. That sounds like a good name. Good, strong black dragon name. Alright, so we're in the Swamp Bayou. Here we go. Even if they never get this guy's name, you just want to be ready just in case at this point. Alright, so this is going to be a pretty tough fight. I anticipate this session they will finish the fight against the dragon, go to the Soriel, regroup, level up, and then they'll head over to deal with Sinesis. Now, that being said, they've got a lot on their plate compared to the Sun group. I don't want to slow them down too much. So, after they finish their biz in this fight, they are just going to go and deal with, you know, her village, and then dive in and deal with her lair, unless of course they can lure her out, which we have yet to see. So going back over to the village. Village is pretty standard. There's just a lot of basic bees here running around. Technically they are all in the GM's lair. I should probably just move everybody to the player lair. Alright. Or the token lair. There we go. Still a gorgeous map. Excited to run a fight here. Hopefully it doesn't crash everybody's computadoras. Alright, so we've got these boyos down here. I'll go ahead and put their names. So we got Burrog the Destroyer. Or sorry, the Decayer. There we go. And then we've got Ralsra, Lord of Rot. And these are just 2 adult dragons who basically just making eggs with their sugar mama so that she can eat those eggs. Nothing else that we need here. So we got plenty of stuff to do on this map. We have to decide where the entrance is. I like the idea that the entrance is just completely underwater, though there is this cave over here on the left-hand side, or the implication, I think, of a cave. That might work. So bottom of the lake would definitely stick more with the underwater nature of this campaign, and would be a smarter place for her to have her lair. So I think I'll just have it underwater. Let's see. GM layer. Is that the GM layer, really? Okay. So, yeah, entrance is down there under the sun and moon. Probably don't need to even mark it, but whatever. Now I've got a big marker circle on it. So, then we got the dragon's lair itself. I had thought about remaking this lair because it looks a little cartoony. I thought about remaking it in... come on, brain. In Incarnate. Basically just tracing over what I already have. To have it look a lot nicer, but I dig it, and I think it'll work as is, so I'm totally okay with that. Alright, one thing I wanted to check is, will acid melt gold? Alright, so... Gold is a least reactive element, along with silver and platinum. Hence, gold itself doesn't react with acid, but it can get dissolved in aqua regia, which is a mixture of nitric acid and hydrochloric acid. So, by default, acid, the big A acid, can't dissolve gold, silver, and platinum. So where do you think this lady is storing all of her stuff? That's right, at the very bottom of this pool of acid. Okay. So let's go ahead and grab some treasure. And it's mostly, it's all going to be coins and stuff. Truth. We're going to stick with the acid elementals. I think that was a good suggestion. So we're going to go with those acid elementals from before. The thing is, right now, I'm in, like, dragon overload. We had a dragon this morning. We've got a dragon last Friday. We got a dragon this Friday. We got a dragon tonight. We got a dragon next Sunday night. I know they're 50% of the name of the game. I'm also running, you know, Odyssey of the Dragon Lords. Dragons. A lot of dragons. So, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out ways to make all these different dragons not feel like they're just dragons, like the same dragon. I think I did alright with the dragon turtle this morning, though. Alright, there we go. Make it green, so it looks like it's at the bottom of the acid. Awesome. Alright, that seems like a significant amount. Yeah, I mean, I like dragons. I think they're fun. I wish they had more variety by default. Not like to say different species of dragons. I mean, everybody who designs a monster manual seems to make up their own dragon. I just mean, like, I wish they did different stuff, because it kind of feels like most dragons are the same fight if you don't go in there and start changing things up. Alright, so she's got a bunch of coins at the bottom of her layer there. And I feel like she doesn't sleep that much, but if she does, it would probably be on bones. So let's get some bones down here. Let's see. Here we go. Bone. This is just in case they make it here. So I think we're ahead of the curve, but you never know at this level how fast or slow they're going to manage to move. Alright. Lots of bones. Bones. Alright. Let's see what other bones we got. Just a regular human bone. There we go. Here's a nice pile of bones. Oh, yeah. There we go. Now we're cooking. Arranged into a lovely little nest. Who doesn't like to nest in bones? There we go. We're trying to sell the idea that maybe this is a bad person, this dragon. I don't know. Yeah, like, the 4E dragons really had a lot of spice compared to their 5E descendants. So I never mind going back and grabbing some inspiration from those. Alright, where would she have the princess? Probably in the lair with her, I'm thinking. So she could keep an eye on her and horribly torment her. So let's do that. Is her mini named Princess? It is. Gator Princess. Alright. So she's just kind of kept here in darkness, tormented forever, etc., etc. Alright, let's find something that looks good for acid elementals. I usually, I think, just use the green slime from, what is it? Worlds of Warcraft. I mean, I feel like it does the job, so why overcomplicate it? But we can see if we see anything interesting. I think inevitably it's got to be, especially if we want it to be green, it might just have to be that slime. Let's see. We'll hit up our friend Pinterest. Alright, what has Pinterest got for us today? Ooh, that's a cool one for Odyssey. That's like an Odyssey NPC waiting to happen. Let's see. There we go. No, that is not a lewd picture, Pinterest. Keep the lewd pictures on the lewd board. Jeez. Alright, let's see. Slime monster. Oh, there is a Venom Elemental already? Let's see. What does the art for it look like? Because I mean, an acid elemental's pretty easy to do. Venom Elemental could just change every instance of the word poison for acid and call it a day. It looks like a snake. That's kind of cool. Yeah. Alright. Wow, you're like the encyclopedia of monsters. It's incredible. Alright, let's bring this bad boy over here. Alright, we'll search Google for a bigger version of it. There is none. Okay, cool. We'll just save it off the character sheet then. Oof, all that prepping I did for Skull and Shackles, and they just ended up putting on an opera, like an improv opera, in the port town. They like never left the port town. So while they were planning their opera, I was dynamically lighting a theater. Yeah, D&D, good stuff. All right. Let us open up our tokens. July regular tokens. There we go. Let's see. Downloads. And Venom Elemental. Got it. Alright. So, let's see. We want... whoa, slow down. Okay, we'll go with the acid burn frame. That'll work pretty good. This one. There we go. And we'll paste this guy down here. Sweet. Hey, that's gonna look pretty good. Alright, and I could go even more extra and make it semi-opaque. And then, like, you can kind of see the background through it. That might be kind of cool. Like it's actually made of slime. Whoa. Alright, let's see. Take that up to about there? Yeah, that works. Yeah, that'll look cool. A little opacity goes a long way, so we'll see how it looks once we get it back into the game. But I think that's going to look pretty hype. Okay, cool. And I could... Nah, we'll leave it like that. It looks good. Alright, so this is called Elemental Venom. Alright. It's very creative that they decided to make it shaped like a snake. That's kind of what won me over there. I was like, yeah, let's just, yeah, we'll just do that. Alright. Ooh, pretty cool. Yeah, the opacity's very subtle. It's very subtle. But it's still there, which is kind of neat. Alright. So, let's see. Would it be under Elemental? Venom, there we go. Alright, and these guys have 93, yeah, 93 health, 14 armor class. Punch it in. What? No, 93. There we go. Alright, and we'll register it. Yeah, also, anything that's not immune to Hypnotic Pattern, they have 2 people that can cast Hypnotic Pattern. So more is best, because between Hypnotic Pattern and ×2 and Fireballs, and I think they've got like 3 Wands of Magic Missiles, I mean, they could do some crazy stuff. Yeah. Alright. So we are going to change it up a little bit. We're going to change out every instance of the word poison. We're going to change it to be acid. Otherwise, it can't really live in these acid pits. Now, we could just give it immunity to acid and call it a day. I mean, that could certainly work as well. But we'll go with acid. We'll go with acid. Alright, so we've got that, and then Elemental can enter other people's space. It has camouflage while underwater. It can make 2 bitey attacks, and then those bitey attacks are pretty simple. Alright, it does extra acid damage. How about this? Instead of poison, or have its AC reduced by, yeah, that works. 2 until the end of its next turn. Because, you know, acid, it eats away your defenses. That would be pretty cool. And just like that, we've got an acid elemental. And done. That was easy. Alright. We'll change this to say acid as well. Alright, cool. So that was on the list, was these guys. Let's see what else. Get rid of you. So they could be swimming around in the acid. Oh, we need our Skeletal Kobolds, which I want to say I already brought some of those over. Yeah, here they are. And they are already statted out and ready to go. And these sweet Bambinos are ready to go. I did find a mini for the Skeletal Dragon, so that's ready to go. I don't know if I brought over the art for the Skeletal Dragon, because it's kind of hard to read the art in that mini, so I think I might have saved out the full art. Yeah. There we go. Because I'll definitely be using Skeletal Dragon again. Ooh, look at that cutie. That's pretty cool. So that's a good one to flash up. And of course, that Skeletal Dragon will be down here. What kind of stats are we going to give Skeletal Dragon? Let's see. Go to our monster manual. Now, there is a Shadow Drake. It is tempting to do that, but I think by this point, they're going to be pretty beat up, so it may just be best to have this be a skeleton of some kind. We got Skeletal Juggernaut, and this is technically a big creature, so that might not be a bad idea. It's kind of a wimp. It's got 142 hit points. It's only got a CR of 5. And it's pretty basic stuff. Avalanche of Bones could be. We could change that to be a breath weapon, where it just shoots bones out of its mouth. And then Falling Apart, and then Disassemble with the Juggernaut 0. 12 skeletons rise from its remains. Okay, that'll do. We'll just go with that. That sounds fun. All right. So we'll just make these little kobold skeletons pop out of, or assemble themselves out of the bones that are left over. That'll be kind of fun. Alright, so Skeletal Juggernaut. Plus, we skipped that adventure that had the Skeletal Juggernaut, so this is a great opportunity to bring that back into focus. Alright. I feel like there would be 2 of these bad boys. One at the bottom of this acid pool, and then one right here. They're both going to be former mates, so they'll retain their immunity to acid in death. Alright, so. Skeletal Juggernaut. Yeah. Mostly I'm just looking for, like, Carnival of Horrors, basically, as they make their way through to understand that this is a bad bitch, and she don't play around. So that's my take on those, because she's strong enough by herself. So this is to whittle down those spell slots and make harder choices in the battle. Most 5th edition players are pretty quick on the draw to blow their big spells first. Right, this is all just like a museum of how evil is this creature. She's so evil, is basically what we're trying to sell here. Alright, so let's go in here and see what we could do with this Skeletal Juggernaut. It's a large undead. The armor class can still suck. Hit points, they could still suck too. Honestly, I mean, being in bad shape is just even more insulting to her former mates than anything else. The only thing we're going to add here is an immunity to acid in addition to poison. And they are vulnerable to bludgeoning, so they're going to get wrecked. They're going to get wrecked real quick. But it's okay, because we need to have some pinata stuff for them to tool up on, so they can build up some confidence rolling into the boss fight. Alright, so we're going to call this Bone Breath. No, I kind of just like Avalanche of Bones. Alright, so we're going to say the skeleton, so the Juggernaut, launches itself forward. Let's see. This is like it spreads out like an AoE, but I kind of like the idea that it sort of actually rushes forward, which would be kind of cool. So we'll do forward 30 feet, collapsing into a large heap before quickly reforming. Each creature whose space the skeleton passes through or ends, enters or leaves. There we go. That's the word I'm looking for. There There we go. Must make a Dex saving throw or take 48 bludgeoning damage. On a failed save, or half as much on a successful one. Any creature that fails is also knocked prone. This movement is not hindered by other creatures. Difficult terrain. And it does not provoke opportunity attacks. So it lets it surge forward 30 feet, which is pretty cool, especially since it's got a slow speed already. Maybe knock a bunch of people down, and then pop back up. And that would just be its turn. There are 6 of them, so we could just give it... Alright, so we could say the Juggernaut uses Avalanche of Bones if it is available. It can also make 2 claw attacks. That works. If we wanted to get it more dragony, we could do claws and a bite, and it could still keep its kind of acidy bite from life. Let's see. A lot of these people, I don't even think a +6 attack is going to hit them. So that's cool too. Because once you get to the higher levels, sometimes you appreciate being, attacked by something that can't actually hit you. Alright, we'll make these 2d10s +3 piercing. And then we'll just add 1d8. No, wait, acid likes d4s. 2d4 acid. Alright, there we go. So the first round, it's going to be super nasty, because it's going to rush forward, it's going to knock people down, it's going to try to claw and bite people. Maybe if they're knocked down, it'll have advantage. We'll see how it goes. Alright. Alright. So, when it dies, it falls apart. Here are 12 skeletons rise from its remains, and then they drop the fireball on it. Sweet. Alright, so we're going to have 2 of these bad boys. So, let's put them in position. I think that's, we've got to put 14 armor with 142 hit points. That once activated, it loses 10 hit points every round, which isn't even a thing. I think Illyria could kill these in 1 round or something crazy like that. Alright, GM Lair. We got this guy here. And we'll have this guy here. Sweet. Maybe this guy's a little bit bigger than the other guy. That'll make it hard to pursue them through the lair, but not impossible. Alright. So then we got crystals back here. This would be a good place to throw in some ruby slimes. Let's see. Ruby oozes? Okay. Ooze, ruby. Help me out here. There we go. Yes. Ooze, ruby. These are great because they look like crystals and they can turn you into crystals. They turn you stone. So those will be kind of neat. So we could have a group of these little babies that are just living back here, living their best life. Alright. Or we could even just have one and treat it like a hazard or trap. That works too. So, alright. Let's see. Let's check my notes. See what else we got here. Alright, Sinesis. She's a spellcaster. Benny's killing her early. She's got bullywugs. You want to eat kobolds. We made the kobolds shadowy. Acid elementals we added unhatched. We got the skeletal dragons. All that's checked off the list. So, layer actions. We didn't do any layer actions. We had designed layer actions to be fear, darkness, and acid geysers. They are immune to fear, or they should be going into this kind of stuff, because they're going to have access to Hero's Feast. This is why you keep a cleric in the party in 5e, is for Hero's Feast. Hero's Feast is a game changer. So let's see. Is that information stored in here? Is this what we're using for our layer actions? Probably. Alright. Okay. Also good because then this can pop up on the initiative tracker as well. Alright. So, obviously darkness is where it's at. Old school 4th edition dragons, black dragons, could create like a shadow around themselves, which was incredibly powerful. There is also this monster I'm kind of eyeballing out of the corner of my eye called a Shadow Ooze. They're pretty cool as well. So might be kind of neat to throw a couple of those in there, dwelling in the dark, as it were. But I feel like we have plenty of stuff here. Also, they're a pain to track because they have like a 30-foot radius of darkness that moves with them. But they do snuff out or extinguish natural light sources. So this could be a pretty fun critter to throw in there. Oh. Yeah, but I think the Black Dragon layer actions were not as cool. Alright, let's see. Pools of... Yeah, I think I went over this, and we didn't want her to be able to manipulate the pools of water, or pools of acid as if they were pools of water, because that would be a pain in the ass. And then the swarm of insects is pretty cool. And then there's the magical darkness that spreads around the point that the dragon chooses. So for sure, we're going to just take the magic darkness as is. Alright. Let's see. So let's go and make sure we're actually adjusting her character sheet. Yeah, it's been like 2 weeks, I think, since we prepped this one. Let's see. Alright, so we're going to put layer actions under reactions. Seems like a good place for them. And she is not going to get mythic stuff, because these guys are still fighting the same boss that Sun is fighting, ultimately. So. Alright. Alright, so we got Magical Darkness. I want to give her one that is tied up in having her babies, right? So we'll do layer, summon, spawn. I don't feel like she'd call them her babies. And then what we'll do is we'll give some low-level undeads like specters, and we'll just use a ghostly dragon for that, and then she will summon basically little babies. So, alright, summons. We'll say we got a cleric with turn undead. We've got hypnotic patterns. We got fireballs. Let's go with 3d4. That seems like a lot, but she can't repeat the same one twice. We'll go with 2d6. Alright, that's a slightly bigger range of what could happen. Specters. To aid her. Alright. We could even just do 2d4. That's even better. Alright. So she could summon 2d4 specters to aid her. And then the last one was acid geyser. It just feels like we're giving her yet another we don't want her to totally control the water, but what about... Oh, summon burden? Because, like, babies? Oh, man. Let's see. Alright, what about summon lingering spawn? There we go. Like they didn't leave even though she ate them. Alright. Alright, so they're going to be immune to her fear. There's no reason to have a fear aura in here, because they're going to be immune to it. Other than to say, there would be a fear aura going here. You should feel pretty proud of yourselves. But they're going to want that anyways, because Frightful Presence is a thing. Let's see. Black Dragon Lair. We do have this Clouds of Swarming Insects, but that's like another summon on top of... I mean, it's good area control, for sure. We could do... Acid Wave. So if you're near a pool of acid, everybody within 10 feet of a pool of acid could be affected by it. That could be kind of cool. And just have, like, acid kind of wash over everybody. Hopefully they are ready to mitigate acid damage. Otherwise, why would they be down here? Yeah, I'm liking that. So for her third layer action, should she choose to use it, it'll be... let's see, Wave of Acid. And it'll be a dex to avoid, which is generous, but here we go. Alright. She's already lighting him up here with this. I kind of want to lower the DC on her save and throw a bit, just in case. There we go. And then I'll just raise this one to match, which won't be needed. So. Oh yeah, because she's a spellcaster. But we already gave her legendary spell casting. I don't really think that getting back a spell slot's going to help her too much. She's probably just going to spam the hell out of that darkness. The reason they give her darkness and the other one, the insects, now I remember. The reason they give her the insects and the darkness is because you can't have both. You can't have two instances of the darkness. But you do want to be able to obscure as much shit as possible with a black dragon, because black dragons operate good in darkness and with their prey not being able to see what's going on. So that's a thing. Alright. And they probably won't even be fighting her in her room. More than likely, she will start prowling around when they appear, and will kind of look for an opportunity to attack them where it would be the most beneficial. I could almost see her sort of dimension dooring from like one spot to another. Or we could even say that these two pools are connected. I mean, because who's going to survive swimming through a lake of acid? Yeah, that could actually work pretty good. Alright, so let's go to the GM layer, and we'll say that these two are connected. Yeah, that'll allow her a bit more freedom to move around, because these narrow passages would make it tricky. Oh, like she just teleports to another area of shadow. That's smart. That'll get her some repositioning powers. Okay. Who has this Shadow Glide that we're thinking of? It's the Shadow Monk, I think. has like a weird shadowy teleport move. Yeah, Way of Shadows. Alright. Shadow Art, Shadow Step. There it is. Shadow Step. Alright, that's a good layer action, because that'll let her kind of fix whatever situation she gets herself in without doing too much DPS. Okay. Alright. Kind of missing them low-level fights where it's like, yeah, there's Hobgoblin Warlord. He's tough. He's a pretty tough guy. Alright, so Magical Darkness, Summon Lingering Spawn. So we're going to need some Spectres real quick. So let's do that. Edgelord Spectre. Okay, we need... let's see. He hasn't summoned that in a while. Let's see. Alright. So this works for Pharaohs. So... Okay. And... like that. And ding. Like that. Alright. I feel like this should be registered. Maybe it is? I don't think so. Nope, it's not. Alright, let's get rid of this. And actually put some art on there. Alright, so that's settled. Cool. And then we need an actual Spectre. There we go. And then we got to make it a dragon version. So... could have sworn I had a dragony ghost already, but let's see. Scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Otherwise, we got to make one real quick. This little baby dragon. That one kind of looks like it, but it's really just a sapphire dragon. Let's see. Dragons, dragons, baby dragons. The ultimate baby dragon. Dragon, dragon, dragon. Nope. Alright, so we gotta get a little ghostly dragon real quick. Okay. So... well, let's see if we find something that's kind of looking like a little baby. That would be pretty good. Wow, that's an adorable kobold. Oh, wow, that's adorable. Little ghost baby. Can't get much cuter than that. Alright, let's grab that ghost baby. I kind of want to delete the white that's around it, but I can't imagine how low of a setting I would have to have it at to do that. Oh, okay. I guess the answer was 10. Sweet. I like how adorable it is. We do have to make it less adorable and slightly more spooky, so we'll just black out its eyes. Nothing's spookier than having blacked out eyes. There we go. Maybe black out its little nostrils too. And just like that, it's spooky. And still somewhat cute. Alright. Auto contrast it. We're gonna have to do it manually because it's acting weird. Here we go. Sweet. Alright, put that spook ghost right there. Let's see. Get rid of that. Alright, and let's see. Make it go like... This is way more work than I intended, but I don't know. There we go. Cool. So let's get in there and erase. Alright. That works. And that part too. There we go. Alright. Yeah, they do look pretty happy still, despite being like slightly spookier with their eyes blacked out. So that's a win. Let's lower the opacity a little bit. And then we'll lower this opacity a lot bit. There we go. Sweet. Okay, we'll call this Dragon Ghost Baby. I'm bound to find that some other time when I need it, which would definitely be in Odyssey, because totally going to use some Ghost Baby dragons. That sounds awesome. Alright. Let's bring over these Ghost Babies. Should I make them smaller too? I should probably make them smaller too. Alright, hold on. Shrink it down. There we go. Alright, now we'll bring in the Ghost Babies. Adorable. Alright, let's see how that transparency is treating us when we get it down on the map. Nice. Okay. Very cool. So, we're going to make these specters, but we're going to also make them minions. So, that's a thing. Spectre's armor class is 14... No, 12. Okay. They only have 22 hit points normally, but we're going to go with 2. Because... Oh, I was like, why is that guy got a pink eye? That's amazing. Okay. Alright, yeah. So that'll be good. There. Okay. Let's see. There we go. Here's the only thing you really need to know about minions. Minions take no damage from missed attacks, even if the attack normally deals damage. But if they're damaged, they die. Like, that's how a minion works. Alright. And so we'll put this down here. We'll put minion. Alright, cool. So that'll pop up when we need it. Okay. So, we've got her stats. We've got stuff for the dungeon itself. We could take a bunch of these skeletons and just populate them in their little village, which is super sad. Here they are, taking care of babies. This is where we're going to get some World of Warcraft style... these eggs are going to hatch, and undead babies are going to come out. It's going to be a real bad scene, because them babies ain't weak. Alright. No need for extra kobolds because the dead dragon dudes will just make more, so that's not a thing. So I'll put one over here to clone off of as needed. Alright, she's just chilling like a villain over here. Oh, we have the tunnel that connects between the two things. So what I thought we could do for that is go to the map layer, draw a shape, and we're just going to draw this lime green neon ass shape. And I'm just going to do... let's see. We have a bounding box, so we're going to do like that, essentially. And then I'll go to dynamic lighting, switch back to pink box. There we go. And that will represent kind of swimming between, like, the two areas. Kind of like it. Alright. So, being an acid, I'm just going to say, Jesus, what, 10 dice of damage per round of acid. So, technically, like, all of our Black Dragonborns who are immune or resistant to acid should be able to swim it if they need to, which is kind of hype. I think that could be pretty cool. Alright. I might need to refresh the grappling rules before tonight to make sure you like figure out what the movement situation is. I don't think you could force move something that's 2 sizes larger than you. But that's really the grappler fighter rogue. I mean, that's his claim to fame, is he grabs things and holds them still so that other people can beat him up. But with great suggestion here of Living Shadow, she can just teleport out of that if she needs to. Alright. So, the last thing that we would need is treasure. Treasure. Alright. So, what we can do is make a Google document, because that's what this is all about, is getting that treasure. Synesis is Horde. Alright. And we're going to go to Kassoon. I guess we'll go to Kassoon Treasure. Generator, there we go. Alright. And we're going to tell it that this is a horde of a 17 CR or higher creature. Ooh, that is a lot of money. Wow, that's a lot of money. And a belt of cloud giant strength? Oh my god. That's fucking amazing. Oh, right. Yeah, you can't show me it. I gotta go to the thing. Eye patch with a mock eye set in blue sapphire. That's pretty cool. Masterpiece painting. Embroidered silk and velvet mantle. Duver's moonstones. Platinum bracelet set with sapphire. These all sound like great pieces of art. I don't know if it's something that she would keep. Also, she did bankrupt herself funding this expedition. So, there will be money, but just not a lot of money. The expectation will not be totally there. What we can do is when everybody signed up for the game, I asked them all what their character's ideal treasure would be. So, if their character found it. So it might not be a bad idea to go look that up real quick. Alright. That's actually like a secret interview question, asking somebody what their favorite item is. Because some people will pick something that's like really cool for the character concepts. Some people will be like, I'd like to have something that's, great for my character story. But then you're always going to be able to see like the min-maxer, because they're going to be like, well, obviously this item would be the best because it would have the most synergy with my class and provide the most bonuses and all that jazz. Alright. Let's see. Where was this information? Probably in the applications tab. All right. Let's check them out. Okay. Was this so long ago that I hadn't added that question yet? Oh, man. Maybe I hadn't added that question yet. Oh. Alright. Then I'll have to go grocery shopping for an item that I think would be good for each of them. I mean, Tari already has an instrument of the bard, so there's really not much else you could give a bard that would make a bard happy. So, for now, I guess I will hold on to this printout. I'll post it into the Horde document. But I'm definitely going to go grocery shopping beyond the coin itself and see if I could find some other interesting items. But I think I have until at least next week to do that. So, all right. I think that's all the prep I need for tonight's game. So I'm going to go and hang out for a little bit, and then I'll be back at 9 to run this game. So appreciate anybody and everybody that came and hung out tonight, and putting the final polish on these games, heading towards the finish line with both of them. Sun is pretty much ready to go down and finish this up, whereas Moon has quite a bit of work to do before they could do that. So we will see what the difference is in how quickly they finish. It is not a race, but it has been interesting to see the two groups, how they function, what they do, all that kind of stuff. Alrighty. I don't usually run a game on Wednesday, but I will be DMing a game on Wednesday. It will be streamed. So it's the adventure that I wrote Sunday afternoon in 2 hours or less that I made the original maps for and everything. So that'll be ready to go. Yeah, so I'm doing a lot of D&D this week. I think I'm doing D&D tonight, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Oh my god, that's a lot of D&D. It's like 10 or 11 days of D&D. So, plus prepping every day. All right, hope everybody has a good evening, and I will catch up with you later.